Hello, and welcome to video 3 of the 5-part video series we're doing. And we've finally got to the point where we're going to make that call. All right, so when do we want to go ahead and make that call? Well, in the last video, I talked a bit about keeping your ear to the ground and listening for certain events that goes down with the company you're keeping an eye on. Maybe they just opened up a new location. Maybe they just hired a bunch of new people and they're going to need a lot more product, whatever it is. If you keep your eyes open and you're the first person to respond to that event, you have a good shot of having a potential sale in your hand. In the morning. So statistics show that whenever you call and try to pitch your sale in the morning, you're more likely to have that be successful than you are if you do that same call afternoon. Now, of course, you as an individual can definitely beat that statistic. And this is by no means, do this in the morning. But the statistics show that you are more likely to do this early in the morning, specifically from 8 to 9 a.m.-ish. Okay, also in the week after Christmas, a lot of people wait until about 2 or 3 weeks after Christmas, and then they inundate all the prospects with tons of phone calls. That's the time when everyone calls because it's the start of the new year. However, if you call in the week immediately after Christmas, up until New Year's, that's when there's not going to be a whole lot of people in the office. But the people who do pick up are going to be much more likely to be receptive of your sales calls. And a lot of people have gotten a lot of sales done in this week specifically. All right, so let's talk about using a script. Now, a lot of people aren't going to be too thrilled with the idea of using a script. And, they're afraid of sounding canned, maybe like a robot reading off the lines, whatever it is. And, well, the problem with looking at it that way, though, is it doesn't have to be like that. If you think back to your favorite actor or actresses, maybe in TV shows or movies, they're all reading off lines in their head. But the difference between good ones and the bad ones is the good ones make it sound natural and free-flowing, while the bad ones, not so much. So our job as successful salespeople, kind of like actors, we're trying to paint a broader picture for our prospect, a broader picture of how our product or service is going to be able to fill their needs and clench their desires. Okay, so what do we want to put in this script that's going to grab their attention? Well, the most beautiful thing that they can hear is their name, as Dale Carnegie said. So almost right off the bat, you're going to want to use their name. You're also going to want to be prepared for any kind of questions or concerns they might have. And they're not always trying to be hostile. Maybe they're legitimate questions. You just need to be prepared to answer the most common ones. And, well, this is a good tip also for life in general, but you're going to want to stay positive. A lot of times, they're just going to say, no, not interested. And you just can't take it personal. You just need to be prepared to take it and be like, okay, they've rejected my product or service. They did not reject me. Let's go meet the next one. So it's important to stay positive. All right. Okay, so working your way past the introduction, now we're going to introduce possible value propositions. Now, what the heck are these things? Possible value propositions, just like they suggest in the name, are possible ways that your product or service can bring value to their company. They're not familiar with what you're selling. They have no idea who you are. So you need to be able to connect the dots between what you do and what you can do for them. You're not useful to them unless it helps them. You have to understand that. So part of knowing what you do for them is separating yourself from the pack. Maybe you're in a very competitive industry. You need to know what the benefits of your product are. Maybe it's better quality in this area. Maybe it's that area. Maybe it's a lower cost. Whatever it is, you need to be prepared to explain how you're differentiated from the pack and reference that as a positive thing in their mind. Okay, so explaining how your company has helped competing companies of theirs. So their company A, you can explain to them, hey, we helped company B cut the cost of operating such and such by 20% in the last 6 months. Well, that's going to open their eyes. This is a competing company and they're utilizing this service. We need to get on board. So this is a much more successful way of explaining your product other than we're the highest quality in the area, whatever that means. Okay. And well, whenever you do this, you're going to be educational by default. So you just want to make sure that you are explaining how you are the best. Whenever you're rehearsing your script and whenever you're explaining possible value propositions to the prospect, do not sound like a salesman, which basically means fake. People know a salesman whenever they hear one. You don't want to sound like one. People hate to be sold, but love to buy. So you don't want to sound fake. You want to sound legitimate, like you're trying to solve an actual concern of theirs. Don't say stupid statements or questions. Don't be like, well, if you're able to save 50% this year doing this, would you want to do that? That's a stupid question. And if you ask a stupid question, you're going to get a stupid answer. Okay? And maybe you sent them an email a couple weeks ago. Also, do not ask about that. People, someone as busy as them, they probably receive 300 emails a day. They didn't see your email. They probably just tossed half of them into the junk drawer right off the bat. So best save yourself the embarrassment and just don't ask about the email. Okay, as we wrap up video 3, we're going to move into video 4 next time, and we're going to talk about sealing the deal and what you came here for.